Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat Podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat Podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski, and Jay, as we record on this Christmas Eve, we have the background for those of us that are watching on the YouTubes. We have a festive background. You're wearing green with the red undershirt. I'm wearing red. Not Christmas related, but it's red.
It's your Red Rocket shirt.
Yeah. Jeez.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. It is a Red Rocket shirt.
See? It is. Just don't wear it around to school.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's going to be one of those.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. Well, it's good to see your face again.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, at least I know you're still you.
True.
Hashtag be you, Matt Nagy. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see. I know this is the first proper I'm Fat podcast we've done since before Thanksgiving with the YouTube video and everything. So thanks for being with us. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, by the way. Subscribe to that page, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. We're on social media at I'm Fat Pod pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We've also got the I'm Fat Podcast fans page on the old Facebook page as well. And we've got our merch shop, I'mFatMerch.com, and I can't wait any longer. I've got to share the new design, Rick. I literally dreamt this week that we need to make a shirt commemorating my near disaster at Texas Roadhouse. So our buddy Mark Allen Fishman has made a Willie Nelson Crap Your Pants Ranch Texas Roadhouse inspired t-shirt. Available now at I'mFatMerch.com. And good news for you, if you're looking for I'm Fat Podcast merch, let's say, it's Christmas morning and your brother-in-law or whoever didn't get you the I'm Fat Podcast merch you wanted. We are on sale all week, Monday through Friday, 35% off. And all of our classic tees are $16. So jump on in there, get yourself a Willie Nelson's Crap Your Pants Ranch shirt or whatever I'm Fat Pod merch you would like at I'mFatMerch.com. That is inspired. I love that one.
It's so good. You sent that to me and I busted up laughing immediately. It's just so well done.
Well, and for those that don't know and have not ordered from I'mFatMerch.com before, and I do a bad job at this. I'm a bad promoter. The guys at CHGO are yelling at me for not promoting my book ahead of Christmas. I'm like, well, I forgot. At TeePublic, you can
you
pretty
forgot
much
you wrote a book.
Yeah, you can. It's not just like whatever T-shirt you see there. You can go any color. You can go the classic style. You can go the tri-blend. You could do hoodies. You could do phone cases, stickers. So if you like our designs,
coffee mugs.
Yeah. If you're like, I'm probably not going to wear a shirt that says Crap Your Pants on it, which is understandable. We can get it on a mug. Like I got my I'm Fat Podcast fry bag mug here. It comes on all sorts of stuff. So anything you want with our logo, any color, any design. They've even got the baseball tees, with the 3/4 sleeves and the 2 colors. You can go nuts. Anything you're looking for on TeePublic, you can find I'mFatMerch.com. And speaking of that, if you're looking for anything on TeePublic, anything at all, if you use our link, we get a little bit of a kickback. It's like $1 or $2 a shirt, but hey, it helps. There were a bunch of people this year that kept that in mind, ordered 5 or 6 shirts for their family from TeePublic for Christmas, and we got a nice little kickback for it. So every little bit helps, and we appreciate it. So, yeah, I'mFatMerch.com. Get yourself a Willie Nelson's Crap Your Pants Ranch. And I'm told that there might be another new design commemorating everyone's favorite fat squirrel, Harrison Gord, coming up later this week. So
okay,
that's exciting.
Let's go.
Yeah, so there are lots of stuff courtesy of our buddy Mark Allen Fishman of Unshaven Comics. Make sure you check out his work. He does most of the stuff that we have is designed by Mark. So yeah, we appreciate everything he does for us. And I forgot to mention Mark, so he gets the Rosie's bell. That's how good he is.
Did you have to dust off the Roadcaster?
Well, you know what? I did have a little bit of a technical issue because I was trying to figure out I felt like my voices sound like a little hollow recently on the podcast. I think it's just the room I'm in.
Probably.
But I was messing with the buttons and I couldn't get my headphones working. And I realized that the little screw-in 3/4 inch thing was not tight enough. That's all it was. So.
Okay.
But it's good to be back in my
Just have to tighten. Yeah.
Tighten. I'm not saying lose weight. I'm saying tighten.
Tighten.
It is good to be back though in the regular podcast formation.
Yeah. Good.
So, yeah, Christmas, man,
Right.
it's here. It's Christmas Day if you're listening to this on release
Yeah.
day, of course. So we had a
Yeah,
little
of course,
fun this
'cause-
week on CHGO. We had Nick Foligno from the Blackhawks in studio, and we wanted to like kind of start the conversation with some fun, just to loosen them up a little bit and do that sort of thing. So here's what we did. We didn't do it in a draft style. We just we each chose our favorite. So let's play this game here, Rick, me and you. So here's what we're going to do. Our favorite holiday song, our favorite holiday movie, our favorite holiday snack or food. It can be a cookie, it could be turkey, whatever. And the best gift you've ever received for Christmas.
Okay.
Or Hanukkah or whatever. I know you are a Christmas person. I am too. But if you're playing along at home, whatever holiday suits you. You want to start?
Okay.
You want to give your favorite song?
All right. My favorite song. This kind of changes by year. I feel like there's all the classics. I think I'm finally leaving my all I want for Christmas is you phase. Because low key, I don't seem like I'd be that person, but I have absolutely been that person.
That you like it or don't like it?
That I like it.
Yeah, it's a good. It's
like a
it's an
lot.
undeniably great song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's up there, but about as on brand for me as possible. It's What Christmas Means to Me, Stevie Wonder.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
See, I'm more of a traditionalist. When I was on CHGO, I said "Oh Holy Night." That's like my typical favorite holiday standard. But this year, and you said it changes year to year. I kind of agree with that because every holiday season has like a different mood to it.
Yeah.
Like maybe a little sad, maybe it's a little more fun. Maybe one year you just like went out and partied a lot, so it changes the way you feel. It's been a melancholy Christmas for me, as most people can understand. So anytime I think of melancholy Christmas, you think of Charlie Brown Christmas. Added to the fact that Addie has been playing on her piano "The Christmas Time Is Here" from Vince Gilardi, and it's kind of been the background of her house is like her practicing that song. It's kind of magical. She's gotten to the point where she's like legitimately a good piano player.
That's cool.
It's not like a little kid trying to figure it out. She can actually sit and play the whole thing with melody on time. She doesn't miss a note, and it's been a really nice thing. So this year, that's going to be my favorite Christmas song because of everything happening this year, and then her kind of providing that little mood to the house when I've been home. So yeah.
For me on the movie side,
Yeah.
it's Elf. Like I had been thinking about this, like, is it Elf? And then like we watched it again last night, and I'm like, yeah, it's Elf. Like it's and that's okay because like I watched the movies that made us on it too.
Yeah.
And it's really cool how they were like really how rigid they were trying to stay with Christmas tradition and like make it funny, but it is a Christmas movie first.
Yes.
So like I won't get into the whole, like Die Hard part of it because I do love Die Hard, but like Elf just always hits.
It does. And it's, by the way, now considered a classic. That is 20 years old.
That's
movie.
crazy.
I know. That's and it's like the last holiday classic. Like there's been some holiday adjacent movies since then, but that one came out right away. Everybody saw it, everybody loved it, and it has become. And I think they're kind of doing the Christmas Story thing with it, where it's like 24 hours a day. When I was over at my mom's for a few weeks, like there was a couple days a week, Elf would just be on nonstop.
Oh.
So, and that was easy to do. I just like put it on and just watch it because it always makes me feel better. It's a great movie.
Yeah. So how deep is your must-watch list every Christmas season?
Okay, there's a few must-watches every Christmas.
Okay.
It's a Wonderful Life, which is my favorite. That's my favorite movie, period. So by default, it's my favorite Christmas movie. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe that happens tonight. Maybe it happens tomorrow, but I need to watch it.
Yes.
Elf for sure. Christmas Story for sure. Christmas Vacation for sure. Those are the 4 I have to watch every year.
Okay.
Like without mistake. And I mean, it does make it very easy that they're on pretty much a loop from Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, those are the ones, but I have not sat down and watched It's a Wonderful Life yet. We usually go every year to the Music Box on Southport and watch it there with our friends. Like we all get together, make it a whole thing. But that obviously didn't happen this year, and I just haven't had a chance to turn it on and sit down and watch it this year. But I will. It's coming.
I think this is where the little bit of, I don't know, age gap hits, because for me, it's Elf, the first 2 Home Alones, the Santa Claus, the original. The second one's fine, third one's bad. Whatever. I'm gonna space now. What else did we end up watching? I mean, really, for me, like
Is Polar Express on there for you?
I've still never seen Polar Express.
The animation bugs me on that show.
Really?
It's odd. It's weird. It's like they made that movie right before CGI got really, really good.
Really good.
But it was also really ahead of its time. So it's kind of in that weird medium where the humans look very, like, kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like the movie's cool. It's kind of magical, you know. I'm with you on the Santa Claus. It's one that we don't watch very often, but I remember seeing that in the theater and enjoying it.
And like maybe because of like some Tim Allen things now, people are like, I don't really wanna. But like Tim Allen at that time was like it.
Yeah.
Like he was huge at that time. And like, yeah, that movie just like it hits the right tone.
Right.
It like you get a little bit of comedy in there, but it's really about, it's about Christmas. So it also depends on like what type of Christmas movies do you want?
Yeah.
Like do you want more just like funny or movies you like where Christmas is part of the background, or do you want like a true blue Christmas movie?
Yeah. I'm with you on Home Alone, by the way, too. I watched both of those with my mom when I was over there too. And I forgot how good Home Alone 2 was.
It really is.
And how was that movie not rated R? There is so much violence. Oh my God.
How many, like I'm sure somebody's done this by now, but if all these things actually happened to them, like to Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, how many times would they have died over the course of those two movies?
Yes. Also, just walk away.
Yeah,
just let it go. Like, he kicked your ass once, and then he's starting to kick your ass again. Be like, you know what? The kerosene rope, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
Well, let's go somewhere else. You know?
Yep.
It's like the meme going around that if Home Alone was made now, it's like a cell phone. Mom, I'm home alone. Oh, sorry. Be right back.
Exactly.
The end.
Yep. That's true. So has technology ruined a lot of storylines for great movies? Like you can't have these great movies anymore because of just everything being too convenient now.
Well, yeah, and you're tracked constantly. So when he's sort of like, oh, I'm missing. Oh, wait, let me just ping your phone. There you are. Okay, I'll be right there.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. How do you feel about one that I saw for the first time this year? How do you feel about Four Christmases?
I don't think I've seen that.
That the Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon.
No, haven't seen it.
The synopsis is they lie every year to say they're doing charity work to be able to go on a vacation and not deal with families on Christmas. But then there's like a huge, I think like fog or something that comes in. All these flights get canceled and they get interviewed. They get like walked up to live on TV. Oh. So their families see that they're clearly going on vacation and it gets delayed. So they have to hit like all 4 of their family's Christmases.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch that.
Yeah. It's solid. So.
All right.
Okay.
So your favorite though is Elf, and mine's It's a Wonderful Life. For clarity.
Yep. Yes.
If I had to choose It's a Wonderful Life, I would probably mine would probably be Elf too. I would think.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And the fact that was, I think, if I remember right, that was Favreau's directing debut.
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And and one last thing on that too is the from the movies that made us thing, when Will Ferrell looks like he's like going up to random people like in New York. Those aren't staged. He's actually going up to random people in New York. Like the guy that looked like Santa was totally coincidental that he was there.
I love that worked out, by the way.
Yes.
That there was a white bearded man in a full red jumpsuit that it was just happened to be available.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
That part just tickled me. Okay, snack wise.
Yes.
It's my mom's kolaches.
Oh, that's a great pick.
I don't know if they're going to be present this year, but because I like with work and all this other stuff going on, she's crazy busy and like those are really labor intensive.
Yeah.
So they might not be happening this year, but like when I think Christmas, I think of kolaches folded differently than most because it seems like most in the store you'll see is like they have it shaped like a diamond and then they fold over the horizontal.
Yeah, like a mini cannoli
corners.
almost.
Yeah, exactly. Where my mom has it lined up like a square and folds in all four corners.
Now, see, I had the other day, Tab Bamford, he's on the Hawks beat. He brought some in, and his were just like, they were flat. It was almost like a tiny pizza. It was like a flat kolache, and the filling was in the middle. There was no folding at all.
Well, that's not as fun.
They were good.
Still probably delicious, but not as fun.
Yeah, it didn't taste much different. They were like little, almost like kolache coins.
Okay.
They were good. I enjoyed them. That's a good one. I need a ruling on this one.
Okay.
Are Oreo balls a holiday treat?
I think it's family dependent. So if they are something that is mostly out when it's holiday time, then yes.
Okay. Well, that's going to be mine then because I love those. And if you've not had Oreo
balls are so good.
It's even you or I can make these. You get a bag of Oreos. I think you get one block of cream cheese. You mash up the Oreos to like a fine powder as best you can, and then you roll them in cream. Like you mix it with cream cheese. You roll them up. You don't even have to bake these at all, and then you melt some what do you call it? Like it's like white chocolate. You melt some white chocolate, confectioner's chocolate, and you just either dip them with a spoon and take them out, or you pour it over, and that's it. And they are amazing.
Yes.
So Oreo balls those are mine.
Yeah. Okay. And for gift,
yes.
I remember that I had gone to the eye doctor when I think I was in 4th or 5th grade, maybe. And they were like, hey, he has problems with tracking. Have you ever thought about video games?
Nice.
Like to have him try and track things. And my mom was like, nah, really? We kind of tried to stay away from it. But they're like, it might help, honestly. So that Christmas, got a Sega Genesis.
Nice. That's a hell of a gift.
Oh, it was so good. It was one of those where it's like, listen, this is for both of you, but also like you need to find games where you got to track stuff. And I'm like, yep, got it. Cool. NBA Jam. Like,
so what is that? What does tracking mean? Like
if the light, like when they have you like follow a light or something or like a laser pointer.
Okay.
I wasn't tracking it well.
Oh,
so
weird.
I wasn't following it as well as I should have been. So that was also when I got glasses and all that other stuff. So it was basically just like, let's try and take care of all this at once.
So following the guys around and the ball around would help you. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So like NBA Jam, we got Sonic. My dad was always a big pinball guy. So there was Sonic Spinball.
Oh yeah.
Which was really cool. And he was actually pretty good at that. So that was kind of like one way we could get my dad to play video games with us was if we did that. We ended up getting like, before we got into the Madden stuff, I got Deion Sanders Primetime Football.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was, and if I remember right in that one, you traveled the opposite way on the screen.
You went down?
So instead of, you went down.
Oh, I don't like that.
It was weird. But it was one where it was almost like Blitz, where like once the play was over, you could like tackle people again and you'd be like talking shit.
Leg drop.
It was great.
That's funny. That'd be Dion's game. Yeah. I remember that one. I remember John Elway football too was one I used to play. I don't remember which system that was though. I want to say that might have been regular Nintendo.
That sounds about right.
Maybe. And then there was like there were Sega sports games. Mm-hmm. There was like, I think it was Joe Montana football, and those were decent. Like the Sega sports games were okay. Mm-hmm. But then EA got that. I mean, that was the heyday of EA with Madden and like NHL 94, and couldn't compete with that. Mine is also a video game system, and I was a big present snooper. Like I would always look around my house to try to find stuff, and I was very good at it. I knew where most of the hiding spots were, and it was the year that Super Nintendo came out. And with all my snooping, I could not find any evidence that I was getting a Super Nintendo, and I was kind of like bummed out. Like, man, I can't be, even at that age. I'm like, I can't be mad because that's a really big gift. Sure. You know, like I shouldn't expect something that big, but man, I really had my heart set on it, and there's no way I can buy this myself. I was in grade school when that came out, so it's like I can go get a job and pay for it. And then sure enough, that morning I got Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, which in my mind was the greatest graphics of all time.
Yeah,
and there's no way up from here. Graphics will never be better than they are right now on the Super Nintendo. And then Final Fight, which was like a left to right, you like go through subway cars and beat people up kind of a game. Yeah, that was for sure the most memorable. Because of the surprise element. I ruined Christmas for myself all the time, but I just couldn't help myself. Yeah. But that was the one. That was great. Nice. Super Nintendo was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, and also, if anybody has good stuff that they want to share, but for any of those categories, that's different, whatever, imfatpod@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail, 708-858-3314, at imfatpod on all of our social media. I was able to kind of get myself a gift this week in the fact that my condo closed.
Yeah.
It is no longer in my possession. So if I wasn't all in before, I am now. Because
you gotta have to be.
Yeah, exactly. So that was great. But I didn't get to do a whole lot of like trying new stuff because like every day this week was spent like making sure things were perfect there. But on Thursday, when Sam and I realized we left that place for the last time, left the keys in there, all that, we went over, because one thing I'm definitely going to miss is all the great food right there in Lombard.
Yeah.
Right by, that was walking distance from the condo. Went to GroundLevel 105 to like have a nice drink and get a good meal. So I was able to have an old fashioned, which was really good. And I got from there, and by the way, 105 West St. Charles Road is GroundLevel 105. I got the Sriracha Chicken Alfredo Pasta.
Ooh. Wait. Say again.
Sriracha Chicken Alfredo Pasta.
That's interesting.
Dude, it was really good.
Really?
So it was blackened chicken. So it was like Sriracha blackened chicken, which was fantastic. And then obviously like the Alfredo kind of like takes it down a little bit of a notch. Mm-hmm. But in that Alfredo sauce, there was chorizo, bacon bits. What
so
was
healthy.
It? Corn. Yeah. Well, there was corn, green peas, and cherry tomatoes too,
so
and I think a little green onion. So it was so good. Like I'm
awesome.
kind of it's a lot of things that I'm a sucker for, like chorizo, a good Alfredo sauce. Like I don't have blackened chicken very often, but man, did it hit the spot in that context. Like this was like, that place is like, it's nice looking from the outside, but then you go in and you're like, oh, this is just like a real solid, like slightly, I don't know if I would say truly upscale, because it like that plate was like easily less than $20 and whatever, but like it just has a more upscale feel, even though everything is still like normally priced. So for like that, if you're ever just like walking downtown Lombard, or you're in that area and maybe don't want to deal with how hectic the Yorktown Mall is, man, go over there. It's like just off of Main Street, Lombard and St. Charles Road. It's a really good option. Sam got the buttered chicken, and she said it was, and she likes Indian food a lot, and she said it was it was maybe the best butter chicken she's ever had.
Damn. Did you try it?
I didn't because first she was offering it to me before I had my own dish.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, I want to taste my own. And then we both just got started with our own. And I was like, and then it's like, oh, all of our stuff is gone.
Oops.
Well,
what happened to it?
Yeah.
I'm not a big Alfredo guy, to be honest, but that sounds like something I would have.
Yeah, there's balance to it. It's not like when people think of like the Alfredo from like Olive Garden or something, it's like, it's solid, but it's just kind of bland.
Yeah. Where
this is like they put stuff in to jazz up the Alfredo, and just like the blackened chicken with the sriracha too. Like, I like to lean spicy, so this gives some option to it.
Well, speaking of sriracha, I know we're a little bit behind on our breaks, so we'll get to them here in a second. When the Hawks played the Red Wings a couple weeks ago, we're like, hey, this is a nice excuse for us here at CHGO to order some wings. And we did, and they had, and I don't think they have them right now. It was like a limited time thing, but it was maple sriracha. Maple sriracha wings, and they were really good. So good that I hit up Charlie the Bacon Guy and said, hey, you should try some maple sriracha bacon. And he did, and that was good. So so sriracha's been in my life a lot lately. So, yeah, if that comes back to Wingstop, give it a try. I don't know if it's something I would have, like, 20 of. But if you're someone that does, like
split up like 5 a piece.
That's usually how we order. Like, if we do 20, we usually do 30 for the 3 of us. So we'll do like 20 of the hot, and then we'll just divvy up the rest as much as we can. Or 15 and then 5 we like to do. So it's good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, Nick and Ivy Brewing, head on over there. If you're looking for a last-minute gift, by the way, they've got their Founders Club. And I just thought of this, so let me pull it up. I want to make sure I give all the proper information. I know, like, this is a time of year where you're like, oh, man, I have a Christmas get-together with friends, and I forgot to get something, and everything is closed. I don't know what to do. Well, you can get them a Founders Club membership at Nick and Ivy. You get so much good stuff with it. If I can, as I stall, as I try to.
I was going to say, you're doing pretty good stalling here.
Where is it? Where did it go? They post too often. All right, here we go. All right, the Founders Club benefits. You get a T-shirt. You get 1 pour per month, 2 pours during your birthday month. You get a 20-ounce pour at the cost of a 16-ounce pour while you're in their tap room and patio. You get a 2024 Founders Club glass to take home. Membership Mondays. You get special offers for members only. 10% off merch and to-go beer. End-of-year party for Founders and Perks Club members only. You get a 4-pack during your birthday munch. Your birthday month, and you get to collaborate with their brewer Kevin on 2024 Founders beers, and of course first dibs on new releases. So head on over to nickivybrewing.com or visit their Facebook page and become a member of the Nick and Ivy Founders Club. It's $200 per year. It's on sale now. So if you've got a beer lover in your life, get them this. This is such a cool thing. Any beer lover would love this, and it really illustrates like what makes Nick and Ivy special, right? It's all about community. It's all about belonging. If you're a Founders Club member, you get to collaborate on new beer creations with Kevin, the brewer,
right?
At Nick and Ivy.
That's wild.
That's so cool. So check this out, nickivybrewing.com. And if you want to stop in the tap room, you can do that too. 1026 South State Street in beautiful downtown Lockport. It is just an awesome place. They're closed Christmas Day, but they're open on New Year's Day from 12 to 5, regular hours the rest of the way. So jump in there, become a Founders Club member yourself, or make it a gift. Either way, people are going to be very, very happy. But again, 1026 South State Street in Lockport, nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com, and Nick and Ivy Brewing on Facebook and Instagram. So, speaking of Elf,
yes,
and I mentioned it was the 20th anniversary. There's a bunch of like cool elf-themed products coming out now. And this morning, Addie's elf, her elf, that still comes to the house. We're allowed to touch it now, you know. She's finally figured out that, you know. Anyway, the elf brought these. Gingerbread Keebler Fudge Stripes. And they are elf branded. You can't really see the branding so much in the package, but Buddy the Elf is on there, and it has like the Elf 20 graphic or whatever. And you can see like every fudge stripe is designed with a little bit of like, it's a fudge stripe cookie, the regular cookie for a fudge stripe, but it's a gingerbread glaze where the fudge would typically be. Very good. I will say, not as good as a fudge stripe. Very few things are.
Sure.
But this was definitely worth a try. So if you see these in your store, get those. And then speaking of gingerbread, I got to pull up the other thing here. These, how close are you to a Trader Joe's?
None within like 10 minutes. Okay. But I think I could get there in like 15.
These are gingerbread sandwich cookies from Trader Joe's. They are 2 thick, soft gingerbread cookies with a little bit of a sea salt seasoning on the top.
Yeah.
And then a cream filling between the cookies, like a soft cream filling. Like you can see if you're looking at the picture on YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Some of these like have the frosting like smashed out of them. Mm-hmm. Dude, these are incredible. So if you're near a Trader Joe's, get those gingerbread sandwich cookies. They're about the size of what, like a $half maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
But the cookies are thick. You know, they're probably about a ½ inch thick on each side, and then it's got the cream filling in the middle. These are, 1 or 2 of these is a pretty solid dessert. So Trader Joe's gingerbread sandwich cookies, the cream is great. I love Trader Joe's, man, especially around the holidays.
I've got to make a point to just like have a Trader Joe's day, just because it hasn't been a regular for me even when I was closer to it. But now I don't even know where the closest one is. Like, I feel like Sam looked it up at one point, but I'm just not sure exactly where there's one near me.
I can't.
Let's see.
Where is Sam again?
Schaumburg? Where the Schaumburg?
I never think of the name of the town you live in.
We're in
now.
Hanover Park.
Hanover Park.
Yes.
Tom from Hangover Park.
Hangover Park. Yep. I know. That was like the first thing I thought of. Okay, like 18 minutes.
That's not bad.
The one in Schaumburg? No, that's doable.
It took me 2 hours to get the Orland one the other day because traffic was so freaking awful.
Oh my God.
No, it didn't take me 2 hours. Sorry. It was 2 hours round trip. But still, that's too much.
Still not great.
That's usually an hour round trip.
Yes.
But, oh my God. 80 was bad. Then we got off 80 at Harlem, and then Harlem was just a nightmare. But, that's what I get for holiday shopping on December 22nd.
There's that.
What are you going to do?
I was actually, usually I'm that person too. I was like, I've been better about just like, when I see something that makes sense on like Amazon or whatever, just get it. Or see if there's a local version of whatever it is, and then get it. Like, just so now it can lead to how much do I actually have, all this stuff, but pretty good. And actually one thing, Sam and I decided we're just doing basically like stockings for each other this year. Cute. I was not able to, there wasn't an easy logistical way to hide one of the things that was in her going to be for her stocking. So she got it already.
Too long?
Well, it's brownies from Fredo'sBakery.com.
Oh, my friend, take the read by all means with your beautiful segue. I love it.
I mean, everybody should know by now about Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, 628 North Roselle Road.
South Roselle Road, you ass.
South Roselle. Damn it. I have no materials in front of me for it, so I was going off the top of my head. South Roselle Road. I was there twice this week and still messed it up. So
I'll help you out.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So you just have like a basic read that you just like have a piece of paper up for all the time?
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes, I can. So yeah, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg, Fredo'sPizza.com and Fredo'sBakery.com. I was in there because Sam and I were looking for, like, we were just like, okay, what do we want for dinner? Like, wanted something like hearty, whatever. So, you know what we did?
Fredo's.
Went to Fredo's. So I went and picked up Fredo's. She got the barbecue chicken grilled cheese.
Ooh.
And loved it. Said it was very, very good. And did it with, so like it's got like a sweet barbecue sauce that it's marinated in. And then they'll usually toss it in more. And I was like, hey, could you do, because we both love that whiskey barbecue sauce. Like, hey, when you toss it, could you do it in the whiskey? And they were like, for you, your family. Yes. So I was like, cool. All right. So they did that and she absolutely loved it. I just got the tenders. I was just like feeling chicken tenders for whatever reason, you know, because it's a day that ends in Y. And having that whiskey barbecue sauce was great. Between that and then we got the Cajun bites, and I wasn't sure how the Cajun bites would travel. They traveled well. It's only like, it's like a just under 10-minute drive, but they traveled great. They like just, you could eat those all day. So especially now for this time of year where everybody's got the sweet tooth, FredosBakery.com. Check out what they have. It's very clear what's available, what's not, all that type of stuff. Sam's going to be happy because she has 2 pounds of brownies. I don't know if she's going to share with like either her sister or her mom or me. She doesn't have to. And if she wants them all for herself, good for her. Maybe share 1 or 2 with me, though. That'd be appreciated.
I mean, that'd be fair, but she obviously she does not have to.
Right. She does not have to. But yes, for any of your I'm Fat products, the giant mozzarella sticks, you know, like everything they have in the bakery. I know they're like, because of the holiday, they're pretty well sold out of a lot of stuff for the moment. But as things get replenished, heading towards New Year in this week and then into January, like there's so much good stuff. Like those cookies and cream, like cookies that they have are just out of this
unreal.
World. So FredosBakery.com, FredosPizza.com, at Fredo's Pizza on social media, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. Go there, get stuff, get it ordered. It's high quality stuff. And from talking with Joe, he wanted to set us straight on how old he is, because we've been wondering this. He's like, I'm not 12 and I'm not 28. He's like, I'm 24.
Oh my God.
So now we know.
Now we know. That's about right. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. 2018 or 24 seems about right for him. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of pizza,
yes.
After my very rough week, came home one day and there was a lovely package sitting on my porch from Tastes of Chicago, the frozen pizzas. We opened the box and there's 2 Lou Malnati's pizzas in there. There's a veggie, and there's one I had never seen before. The Lou Malnati's and Portillo's Ultimate Italian Beef Deep Dish Pizza. This had Italian beef and giardiniera on it. And we said to ourselves, who knows us well enough to know all this stuff that we that Hope doesn't eat meat, that I've been into Italian beef pizza. You know who it was? It was Rick and Sam. So thank you guys very much for these. They were really, really good. And I will say, if you've never ordered the Lou's frozen pizza before, it's legit. All you do is, it comes in a like a aluminum foil tin, and then there's a little cardboard top on it, and it's all wrapped in cellophane. This is all you do. 425 in the oven. Take the cellophane off. You take the cardboard off. You take the pizza out of the foil. You wipe the moisture out. You spray a little olive oil in there. Pizza back in. I think it's 28 minutes at 425, and it is as if you ordered from Lou's itself. It comes out perfect.
Wow.
Perfect. So I will say, this was excellent. I wish they had used a hotter giardiniera.
Okay.
Like, because it wasn't really spicy, but I get you're mass marketing this, right? Like, you're trying to sell it to a lot of people. So I totally understand that. And I do think maybe a little bit of giardiniera on pizza, especially in a deep dish, it probably gets like washed out a little bit.
Sure.
Because of all the cheese, because of all the moisture that's in a pizza like that. You're going to lose some of that heat that you would get on a traditional pizza. But, dude, thank you guys so much. And I will say, by the way, Hope was the one to say, I bet this is Rick and Sam. And I said, yeah, you're probably right. And then I don't know how Hope found out. I don't know if she texted you guys or if she may have actually called and asked who placed this order. Yeah, I think that's what she did. But thank you guys. Yeah. That was great. And we actually had, so I had the beef one, like almost like maybe the day after you sent it. And then Friday we had Brian and Sarah came over and we had just frozen pizza night and ate some Christmas cookies. Nice. So Hope went to Target and got a bunch of buffalo chicken pizzas and margarita and that sort of stuff. And I'm like, let's throw the lose in there too, the veggie. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for that. That was great.
Of course.
All right, I have one more question for you before we get to Ask a Fat.
Okay.
I'm going to ask my own fat. But first, we had to tell you about our friends at Mazda of Orland Park. Awesome spot as I pull up my copy. See, I got to look. I am so reliant on this paper that is usually taped to my printer. 8910 West 159th Street in Orland Park, 708-444-3200, Mazda of OrlandPark.com. As you know by now, I drive two Mazdas, both of them from Mazda of Orland Park, a 2015 CX-5, a 2022 CX-30, and I'm telling you, man, every time I get into my CX-30, I'm excited to drive it. It's just a fun car to drive, a nice, like, smallish SUV. It's got some zip to it. I can get where I need to get. I can get through traffic when people are on their phones. You know what I mean? It's a fun car to drive. Yes. It's got all the bells and whistles. Even I just have the base model. I have no add-ons at all. But I got like the Apple CarPlay and like the push button start, and it's just great. I just really love the car, and I think you will too. So go visit Eric Vates at Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street. Okay, so this week did some Christmas shopping with the fam at TJ Maxx, and we had dinner before then. We went to Lassen's, and I had a bunch of wings, and then as you do when you have food, you get a little build up in your tummy. And I was leaving some remnants in the aisles of TJ Maxx.
You were the jerk that's crop dusting everybody.
I was that guy. I was that guy. Look, TJ Maxx is just a perfect place to crop dust.
It really is.
Here's why. There's many aisles, and they're short. So you can drop one, and then you can get 4 aisles over in 10 seconds. And then no one's the wiser. Yep. Right? Like if you do that at the Jewels, or especially like the Pete's and Matson, the aisles are like maybe 30 yards long. You're screwed. If you're in the middle of an aisle and crop dust, everyone's going to know it's you. TJ Maxx, you drop it, boom, and you're right around the corner, 2-3 aisles over. No one. The only problem is if it follows you. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so you maybe do a little spin move to make sure everything's loose, everything's free from your body, and then you're over 2-3 aisles. But I can't think of a better place to crop dust than TJ Maxx. Do you have a better suggestion, sir?
Is there a better place to crop dust?
This is a good crowdsourced question.
Yes. So please send in your responses at I'm fatpod at gmail.com, 708-858-3314. I'm trying to think of like those parameters of like shorter aisles, that type of thing. And yeah, even the aisles at like a Walgreens are a little longer. So, but that might be like a Walgreens or a CVS, I think is not a bad option.
Walgreens is good. Here's why. About half the people in there are stuffed up. The other half of people in there are old as shit. And you can blame it on them.
Right. It's also describing the condo I just left.
There you go. All right. Are we ready to ask the fats?
Absolutely.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy, and here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week's available flavors are maple pepper, French toast, cherry Dr. Pepper, cheddar, lemon pepper, jardinera, red wine. It's only one of those, so get it before anybody else does, and applewood, since there's been a heavy request for it. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, the spicy, and the peach bourbon, which is another special request that I made a couple extra of. Get that before anybody else does. Big, huge thank you to everybody who ordered for the holidays and sent gifts and presents for yourself and for others. It's been a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody out there in Fatlandia. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Get yourself some bacon from Charlie the Bacon Guy. CharlieTheBaconGuy.com is your one-stop shop for all things Charlie. The bacon jam, the bacon, everything there is fantastic. I mentioned that maple sriracha, which was so good. And the cool thing about Charlie's new website, also designed by our buddy Mark Allen Fishman of Unshaven Comics. He's just all over the place. He's just doing work for everybody.
Right.
The Bacon Archive. That's my favorite feature of CharlieTheBaconGuy.com because you can scroll through, you can see what's available, what used to be available. It's fantastic. And you can arrange the shipping, you can arrange the delivery, you can arrange a pickup, whatever you need to do. Everything is right there at CharlieTheBaconGuy.com. So get in the habit of going there and using that for all your bacon needs. And thank you, everybody, for selling out Charlie's Bacon this holiday. He had a really good successful. I don't know. I had a granola bar. I don't know what I'm hiccuping.
It's not the holiday season until Jay is burping at random times.
I'm drinking water. I don't have pop. I got water. I'm doing everything right. Maybe I'm just old. Anyway, what was I saying? Get bacon. Yeah, do that. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for buying from Charlie this year. Very, very helpful. Okay. Got one here from Eurotrash. Frequent emailer. Says, being in Europe, I can finally relate to some of the food items discussed on the last podcast, especially some of the items at the Kirstmarket, which is the Christkindl market. The raclette is always a staple when skiing in the Alps, and afterwards I try to figure out why I get it. It's just so much cheese and binds you up for days. You also talked about those little pancakes, a Dutch staple here called poffertje. I don't know how to say these words, man. I'm sorry. Roughly translated to puffed up little things. Okay, that's accurate. Another Dutch tradition to eat leading up to New Year's Day is to eat oliebollen, translated oil balls. Okay.
Wasn't he a defenseman for the Blackhawks in the 90s?
Oliebollen, yes.
Yeah.
It's like a donut ball with currants. All right. What's your take on apple beignets? Yes, please. That's fine. One of my favorite holiday indulgences. Wishing you and your families a safe and healthy holiday season in 2024. Which of you wants to try a little Dutch on air? Fijn feestdagen en een gelukkig nieuwjaar. I don't know. I did my best. That was tough.
I actually think that's probably a lot closer than you think.
I think watching hockey helps me with some Eastern European names.
Yeah, not so much for me.
Yeah.
With basketball.
Boban.
Maybe if we're talking like Serbian or like Lithuanian, that type of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like your itches, your Croatian-ish type stuff too. That's a little bit more my speed.
Fair enough.
Okay. This one is from Russell. Rick, on last week's podcast, you mentioned in response to the In-N-Out burger wait that you don't know what food you would wait 8 hours for. Rick, quote, real urban barbecue camp. Who you crapping? Okay, for one thing.
Got your ass.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, my total wait time for real urban barbecue, which I told myself I will get here around this time because I refuse to get here any earlier. So, real urban barbecue, better food than In-N-Out. I've never had In-N-Out, but I feel fairly confident in saying that.
Can confirm.
Also, the store opened at 11, I believe. Mm-hmm. I got there at like 7
p.m. the night before.
So I was there. So I was there for a total of 4 hours, and 3 of those were outside. One of them got to be inside. Mm-hmm. So,
and
half the time, different. Email, hilarious.
Also,
so
you're supposed to
tip
just
of the
take,
cap, Russell.
You're supposed to just take it, but we'll allow it because you know. You also got free food for a year as opposed to waited 8 hours to pay full price for food.
Yes, exactly.
So a little different, but the spirit of the thing is correct. Thank you, Russell, for that.
Yes, I love it.
All right, this one comes from Michael. It says, hey guys, I was listening to last week's episode where you discussed the 8-hour In-N-Out line in Idaho. I just recently moved to California after living in Chicago for a long time and wanted to share my thoughts. I feel like half the issue with In-N-Out is that people hype it up way too much like it's going to be the best meal you've ever had. I think the burger is on par with the Culver's, Five Guys, or any of the other top fast food burger spots, but definitely not astronomically better. The reason I've come to like it is that it's a good burger that tastes fresh, the place is open till 2 a.m., and my wife and I can get 2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 drinks for $18. It's just a super reliable place that's almost always good and super inexpensive. I think if people stop putting it on a crazy pedestal, people trying it could enjoy it for what it is and not have to think they're going to have a life-changing experience. P.S. I miss my Culver's Buffalo Tenders every day. That's from Michael. That's a really good way to put it, because I think he nailed it. Like, that's the issue, is it is so hyped. And oh my God, you have to have this. You have to have this. You're like, all right, it was a good burger. Like that, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I'll have it again, but it just is not this life-changing experience like everybody makes it out to be.
Yeah. People, it feels like that's a trend now. And maybe sometimes we fall into the trap too of just everything's got to be fantastic or terrible, and things are not allowed to be good or fine.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually had the same discussion after the Hawks game last night, because bad loss. If you missed it, they're winning 5-2 with 14 minutes left and lost 7-5.
Oh.
And people have now gone from Luke Richardson is a really good coach to Luke Richardson sucks. And it's like, could it be somewhere in the middle, and that he's a first-time coach and he's learning on the job, and maybe this is a learning experience for him, and like everything has to be here or here, and there's no room for any nuance at all. It's very frustrating. Anyway, I think you're right there. Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And also people are like tribal with it.
Yes, very much so. It's really gotten that. It's the Jordan versus LeBroning of everything.
Yeah, good point. Yes. So it's Stephen A. Smith.
That's happened. Yeah, he definitely doesn't help matters. All right, last one we have is from Dave in Lincoln Park. Hello, Fats. P1 Normie here. Today I had a great I'm Fat day. I was out in the burbs and decided upon Portillo's in Downers Grove. That's right by where I work. For me, Portillo's presents a devil versus angel argument. I'm a huge fan of the big beef with hot peppers and a large fry, but I'm also a fan of the chopped, sorry Rick, salad. I'm always debating which to get. Well, I went with the big beef, and while I waited, who did I see walk in but Rick?
Oh!
Either that or his twin. I was captivated with wonder about what he would order. I'm guessing dog and fries. Anywho, this made me wonder, do you guys have a restaurant that presents a devil versus angel dilemma? And then I'll continue.
So like I don't know. It's a good question. So like he's saying, do I have to debate like healthy and unhealthy?
I think so.
Not really.
No, no.
To be honest.
And I was there this week because that's where I met the lawyer who was having me sign papers for my closing.
What was the order?
I got an Italian sausage with just mustard, large fry, large Coke.
All right. Good order. Yeah, I can't think of anything that's I'm like, healthy or unhealthy? Yes, I'll go unhealthy, please. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess the only thing close would be Chipotle. Do I get a bowl or do I get a burrito? That's the only thing. I
actually had Chipotle. I chose Chipotle this week. Partially because like where I work there was not a Qdoba, but also like the carne asada. It's
good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So carne asada, and I don't know why I like this with Chipotle versus like really anywhere else. I do the double wrap.
Oh.
I really like that. So just
two's more
carne asada, brown rice, the green salsa with sour cream, cheese, call it a day.
No beans?
No beans.
You're missing out.
That's fine.
Pinto beans are great.
All right.
Cooked in bacon.
To continue Dave's email.
Okay.
Not done yet. I was stuck in the burbs for the day, and partly because traffic was terrible, I was hit with the inspiration from Jay to hit Taco Bell for the double-decker taco for dinner.
Hell yeah.
I've been with Jay on this, as the double-decker taco was always my favorite. I ordered 2, along with a taco and 2 bean burritos, because Taco Bell is expensive. They were just as I remembered. I will never understand why they aren't a menu staple. They're great, plus they do a great job of holding the taco shell together, which is always an issue at Taco Bell.
Thank you.
In addition, I don't know how they aren't a moneymaker since they cost 80% more than the regular taco. Would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, a great I'm Fat day, and now I'm going to need a heart bypass. Happy holidays, Dave in Lincoln Park.
I don't get it. Everything to make it is right there. And if it is too inefficient, just raise the price. I don't care. If it's $4, I'll pay $4. I don't care. I'm used to paying a shitload of food for money for fast food now.
Yeah, I went, was it this week? And I actually was grabbing a present, and I was in the area where my sketchy Taco Bell is, and it was open. So I went just like to get 2 cheesy gordita crunches, a large nacho fry, and I think like a regular drink was way too much.
Yeah.
Like we're talking minimum $15.
Ugh, that's too much.
I want to say it was closer to 18 probably, but like for Taco Bell, that's just too much. I'll just go to Chipotle or Qdoba at that point.
Well, that's the thing. And dude, everything's too much. So yesterday I had a taste for Joy Yi, and there's one on like the UIC campus, like right on Harlem or Halstead. So I was driving to work and I pulled over. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my standard, my chicken pad CU and an order of fried rice. Want to guess?
I don't even have a reference point.
$32. Now, I will say,
not American dollars.
Yes, I will say I probably have half of it left for leftovers because it's a ton of rice and a ton of an entree. But
still,
buddy, it's noodles with some pieces of chicken and broccoli and red peppers, or I'm sorry, green peppers, and it's a bunch of rice. $32.
$32 is insane.
I was like, what? Screw it. It's just like, I don't even care. I had such a taste, and it's so good.
This is asinine. Take my card.
How dare you? Here's $5 for a tip. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but worth it. It was great. Everybody walked into work. I was the first guy in the office last night because we do pregame. Everyone walked in like, it smells so good in here. It smells awesome. Like, yeah, I just had Pad CU. It was delightful.
Nice.
You know.
Well, it's about that time.
It is.
Under
an hour, too.
Right. Look at us being efficient. Also, like having things going on and not being able to try as much stuff as we'd like.
That too.
That's what the next couple days are for.
Yeah.
That's what, for us recording on Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. All that's, all the normal stuff. I hope that you are able to have a great holiday, and I don't even know how much is going on with with all the family with this today, tomorrow, whatever.
Should be
fine.
Yes.
All right, knock on wood. My family and Sam's family are getting together today.
Nice.
For the first time since the
party.
Thank you. The home. Why can't I think?
Housewarming.
Thank you. I wanted to say homecoming, and I'm like, I know this is wrong.
It is.
Idiot. I'm a moron.
Yes.
So follow us on all of our social media, despite me being a moron, at I'mFatPod, I'mFatPod@gmail.com. Check out the Patreon, Spotify, if you like, and I'mFatMerch.com. New design. If you want that Willie Nelson Crap Your Pants Ranch shirt, go for it.
So dumb.
And please, I can't wait to see someone see a picture of someone wearing that in the wild.
Yes.
That's going to be fantastic. A Harrison Gord shirt possibly is going to be around soon.
I would say Monday or Tuesday it'll be up there.
Okay, Monday or Tuesday, that's going to be there. And anything that you're searching for on TeePublic, use that link. We get a little bit of a kickback. Awesome. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. There's going to be a video this week. Both of our unfortunate faces are here to make you feel better about yourself.
Sorry.
Subscribe and then like each video, and if you can, throw it on if you're a regular podcast listener, still throw it on a tab and let it run so that we get the hours played type thing, because that helps us out too. And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to our regular podcast feed, and leave the old 5-star rating and review. We've gotten a couple of those lately. Thank you very much. And the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors: Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Fredo's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick. Happy holidays, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
So what, you're fat? Who cares? We're all fat. You're either really fat, kind of fat, or trying not to be fat. Either way, fat's coming.